What's our start point?
I don't know.
Sup, Brittany?
Hey, Ben.
How
How's
are
it
you doing in
going?
that office?
I am back in my office. I'm happy to be back. My plants are happy to have me back, though they were pretty happy without me. Yeah, so you've been here the whole time.
Doing well. I'm doing well. Happy to have you guys back in the office too. It's nice to have some liveliness going on here in the building. How many plants would you say you have in that office there?
Uh, a good 20?
Wow. Okay. So yeah, it was part of the routine here to make sure that those stuck around for when you came back. So I'm
Well,
glad
I
that
appreciate it. We didn't lose anyone. There were no casualties.
made it through there. But yeah, happy to have the excitement back in the office, and happy to have all these wonderful events coming up too. I mean, not so much those in-person festivals or concerts going on, but there's still a lot of activity happening right now in the fall season. So I'm excited.
Well,
Keeping
even
busy is fun.
without, definitely, like, I mean, yes, we're missing the in-person stuff for sure, especially since a lot of the events we put on are in-person workshops and networking mixers and co-writing events. So that's been a bit different this year. But on the flip side, we had kind of already adapted to webinars prior to the pandemic, so it wasn't a huge adjustment for us. And I'm just thinking of Culture Days, for example. We're underway with Culture Days right now, doing a series of workshops which we've participated in before. But again, it's always been, workshop in Regina and Saskatoon. So for the 4 workshops we've done this year, which have all been online, our reach across Saskatchewan
Yeah.
has been huge.
Totally agree. Totally agree. And different folks that like wouldn't be able to necessarily come out in person and are themselves getting more familiar with that Zoom account or that online format. Yeah, I've been stoked to see those participations, those attendance on it.
Definitely, yeah. Our webinar numbers are larger than they've ever been. I think it's just the wide reach and folks tuning in from all over the place. So, our last Culture Days event is tonight with Jason Brinkworth, and
October 15th tonight.
October 15th tonight at 7 p.m. online. He's going to teach us a little bit about drumming and found sounds from home. So, really looking forward to that one with him.
I remember Jason not too long ago too was posting about the drum festival that he used to put on and like the stickman workshops that he used to do too. There's some nice little highlights there. So I'm very cool to see what he's got put together for a webinar format, because I know his events are always so much fun with all sorts of different things happening and guests happening with it too. So a webinar with Jason on drumming, I think it's going to be great to tune into.
For sure. Well, and he still does run Music in the House, which is a music school here in Regina. So just like a natural teacher. So I'm sure he's going to have some awesome stuff in store for folks tonight.
Totally. And as always, great to have Culture Days support that way, free events for it, and all different skill levels. It's nice to see those folks coming out for it. And when I was helping out with Lorena's songwriting Culture Days webinar, it was my first time getting that experience of like, a Zoom meeting with like those 40 chat heads going on all at once. Like I've had Zoom meetings or little AGM kind of get together meetings with 7 or 8, but this was seeing like 40 plus different little square boxes going on too. It was kind of fun that way.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we're coming off the end of Breakout West here, so all of our staff got to take part in that, and they like set the bar high. They were really encouraging folks to all have their cameras on. They wanted to see you, they wanted to hear you. So that was really interesting, because I know a lot of the webinars I've been tuning into have been panelists only. Like you can
Right.
engage in the chat boxes and ask questions that way. But Breakout West was really promoting no, we want to see you all. We want you to see who else is on this webinar with us. So I thought that was really cool, actually. They were doing those class photos
Yeah,
at
and I
the
was gonna
beginning of
say,
each
yeah.
session. Yeah.
Turn on your camera and give it a wave. And it was
Yeah.
cool too in that sense, because it was neat to, even in those brief moments, to see, Saskatchewan artists or industry folks that were joining in too, and checking out the workshop. So that was kind of a good camaraderie, but at a distance, which was a lot of fun. So yeah, shout out to Breakout
Definitely.
West and the awards that way.
For sure. Yeah, it was a huge success. And like shout outs to Liam. He actually did an info session, a Breakout West info session for us ahead of the event. Yes, Miss Jess Moskaluk, big winner.
Big winner too. Congrats to Jess, and very cool award design. I
Yeah,
really like
new
that
award
style
this
set
year
up
for
there.
Breakout West.
So yeah, it's a different style, but the people are adapting. That's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. So what else, Ben?
What
T-shirts?
else? T-shirts are coming up. When's the deadline for this first or the second round? Is tomorrow night?
Tomorrow, October 16th at midnight. So
Yeah,
the first round, which included this Amigos shirt,
looking good.
thank you, and a ton of others. Those ones are no longer available. I know a couple of the venues might have a few kicking around for in-person sales, but unfortunately those ones are done. And tomorrow is your last, well, today and tomorrow is the last chance to get your hands on those round 2 ones.
Support for the project has been awesome. That first round of shirts. The numbers on it were fantastic.
It's been insane. I feel like it exceeded all the expectations any of us even had for the project, which is great because, again, all of the proceeds are going to the venues. And, you know, we miss our venues. I know some are operating at limited capacity or slowly starting to come back, but I miss live music, and I can't
Totally.
wait to be shoulder to shoulder in a venue with that live music. It's counting down the days. I think we kind of talked about before, like the first event that's going to happen. Everyone's going to be rocking their Sask venues t-shirts. It'll be good to see.
I think that'll be so cool. Like you know, it's one of those things too of having like, oh, I wear the band T-shirt for the band that's performing, but it's another thing then to have like the venue T-shirt that you're at supporting. That'll be awesome to see, and yeah, all sorts of folks get involved with that. I know emails, notifications, all that should have gone out for people who haven't got their shirts yet. So I'm hoping those are going to be wrapped up real soon and get the last little bit of shirts out to people who need them.
Yeah, anything from round 1 should be done at this point. So, I mean, I know Morrison Tennant has a lot of shirts still at their store for folks who had chose the in-store pickup option. I think they're looking to clear out some space. So just a reminder to folks, if you talk to anyone or if anyone is still waiting to go pick up their shirt, those are ready. They're doing the curbside pickup. If by chance there is anyone from Saskatoon who selected that option, not realizing the pickup option was in Regina,
I believe that was one of our staff members, correct?
Yeah, Mr. Kalen Kleipak. We will be doing a couple trips back and forth to and from Saskatoon coming up, so we can grab those for you if that's hanging you up.
What a wonderful project, and yeah, so cool to see that support that's come out for folks. And you know, just it's awesome being a part of an organization that's looking at these different ways to help get through the situation, and ways we can support for that. I mean, it's cool even with the 2 support live music t-shirts in this sort of run, hopefully turning into a bursary, hopefully turning into some sort of relief fund too for those crews, techs, folks still very much in trouble in the industry right now. So it's cool to be a part of that. It's cool to be on the good side of supporting that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, those crew shirts were such a great idea. Great designs, both available. So hopefully we're able to raise some funds. They've been selling pretty great. So thank you all for your support.
I still got to put in my order. I've been talking about it for a while. I got to put in the final order because especially those crew shirts, I think I need to get a couple of those. Would be great, like Christmas gifts for folks. Just that design and style on it. Yeah.
Well, and just since you still have to submit your order, a reminder that we are offering free local delivery for folks in Regina and Saskatoon. But for some reason, Shopify, there's some glitch with Shopify that it's not registering everyone's addresses who are local. So it's still charging some Regina, Saskatoon folks. So if you run into that, you can either proceed and we'll refund you that shipping as soon as we get your order, or you can just give us a call. We can process it in-house so we can skip that shipping. But I know that was something we've run into on Shopify and we have tried, but apologies if that happened to any of you out there watching. Just give us a call and we'll gladly refund that money.
So, it's a lot of tech, it's a lot of skills, and it's a lot of development. So shout out to you there, Britt, too, for taking on the Shopify account. So
yeah.
Interesting process for sure. And yeah, those shirts have been a lot of fun. And shout out to the designers too, who've been a part of that, making those cool setups. I know people were asking, if there was more of the first run coming out, but part of it is being that sort of special t-shirt and special project. So yeah,
keep it exclusive. Long run. That was always the plan from the start. So you snooze, you lose. Don't snooze on round 2.
Tomorrow, October 16th. Also, maybe you'll get a hand-me-down shirt down the road. Or maybe, you know, like someone, if you're like the brother or sibling of someone, you could get that passed down to you in that way.
Yeah, definitely.
Lots of other stuff going on, of course. The Culture Day stuff. We got the last one for Jason tomorrow. We also have the t-shirt projects that we mentioned. More shirts to go for that. The other big one coming up for us, of course, is our SMAs.
Yes, the Saskatchewan Music Awards nominations are underway now.
I'm so happy we're going through with it. Still going for this year.
Honestly, the Saskatchewan artists have put out a ton of incredible music this year, and they deserve to be celebrated. So I'm happy we're going ahead with it as well. I think everyone needs something positive and something worth celebrating. And these awards are always, again, such a great in-person event. We're going digital this year, which, you know, everyone knows it's not the same, but what? You look
Sorry,
like you have
it just tweaked on me too, because we're going digital, the award ceremony, but that opens up some opportunities too for some cool ideas, cool techniques beyond what you could do just in a physical space. It tweaked me on. This is a bit off topic, but it tweaked me on to. I watched a bit of the Billboard Awards yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
And there's like a Post Malone lot. Did you see that? That was awesome.
Yeah.
Can we do something like that?
Well,
We might be.
We
Anyway,
might be.
it was like Post Malone out in a rock quarry or whatever
Yeah.
with fireworks going off.
Well, and that's been the interesting thing, seeing like the CCMAs, like they did their awards digitally, the SCMAs did Breakout West. So it's been cool seeing what folks have planned or managed to accomplish. Like they've all been wonderful. So it's interesting to see where people are going with it, definitely.
Well, and you know, we got a lot of creative folks here involved with us. So I think we can put something quite special together for like a digital version of the awards for sure.
Definitely. So please nominate yourself if you haven't.
Get those submissions in. It's so cool. Free of charge, right, to submit for ours. Other award shows or award events, there's lots of times there's a fee attached to it. And yeah, nice to submit for free for artists. Don't let that hold you back. Don't let genre categories hold you back. It's so tough. I'm a DJ myself in the electronic world, and subgenres of electronic music are aplenty. But yeah, it's always good to just submit rather than not submit. And it would be awesome to see people get those accolades, get that respect, get that congratulatoriness for the hard work that they do. So yeah, I hope folks don't just let it sit down and, you know, especially maybe in this time you're feeling a little hermited or a little introverted that way. But a good release is a good release no matter what. And, you know, no submission fee. Easy little form on our website. There's nothing to hold you back to submit for it.
Definitely. And I know, like, you know, awards are always a weird thing. You don't want to compete against your friends or whatever, but it's all in the honor of celebration. We just want to celebrate your accomplishments. So we hope we get a lot of submissions. And just to touch on kind of what you mentioned there, some awards have fees. I thought of the Juno Awards, which do have fees, but we actually kind of just decided that we will be offering a bursary this year for our members to encourage them to submit for Junos as well. Again, we want to remove that barrier to applying, and we want your work to be celebrated. So yeah, that's pretty exciting that we're going to offer that one.
Yeah, kind of neat, and also kind of neat that the full circle has sort of come around, because I believe it was just Juno Saskatoon where this whole situation kind of kicked off for the province too, or one of the big ones of like, here's what's ahead. So nice to see submissions open again for this upcoming year, and I know they've made a few of the different categories like free too, just for people accessing them, but other categories there is still the fee attached to it. So the bursary hopefully helps out that way. And all of these from us, right, is just encourage those artists to get their music out there, to be happy about their product, happy about their artistic creativities, and to share it. So yeah, if those fees have been holding back, or, you know, same like the venues, the SAS venues t-shirts, like if that shipping charge is holding you back, like these are all different ways to help support and promote what's going on in the province for music, and we want to see people do that. So get them both in. Submit for the Junos for free. Submit for the Saskatchewan Music Awards for free too. The better representation of Saskatchewan artists, it's awesome to see that.
For sure.
And
Oh,
sorry, last year too, it was so nice to see the community feel of it, which will hopefully transfer over into the online component. But like you say, it's not a competition. It's not artists, sitting across the aisle staring each other down. It's artists and their mom showing up. It's everyone sort of celebrating that way together, which is just a nice, good reason for the community of Saskatchewan, right? I'm looking forward to it. Digital or not, I'm looking forward to it.
yep, for sure. I know Junos are looking for jurors this year. Have you applied?
I have not applied yet. Yeah, that's always a good one. Those juries are always a nice little peel back to be a part of. I know you are usually quite on the jury list these days. Hey, what's the experience like for even online and stuff?
For sure. Like Junos is pretty standard. You get certain categories. You can tell them which ones you feel more confident in jurying. So you can check out their website for more information on that. I also know Factor is looking for more jurors, and I'm an active juror with them, which is such a valuable thing. I find like I have learned so much about the grant world and marketing plans and releases being a Factor juror. And I know they're also looking for new jury members as well. So I know their form can be a little daunting. I feel like there's a question about music experience that always kind of throws people off, just like, oh, I don't feel like I'm quite qualified. Please just apply to be a juror anyways. Like especially to have more Saskatchewan representation on those Factor juries is very important. So if you have any questions about that or the time commitments, I can tell you more about that. You can just email me, Brittany@saskmusic.org, and I can give you a rundown of kind of how it works, the jury, what a time commitment, how the process works. But yeah, it would be great to see more Saskatchewan folks on these industry juries.
And like you said, it's good background knowledge too of how the process goes, and if you're applying or doing submitting for those grants from Factor too, it's nice to have that sort of how the process goes, what they look for, what goes on in kind of those talks and conversations. I remember my favorite story is I remember a number of years ago, this might even be 10 years ago now, I was asked to be part of a Factor super jury. When it was still in person here, when it was like all the genres do their individual jurying, and then it goes to that super jury style. And I was glad to be a part of that one. And yeah, it was so fantastic to talk about and see, how this process goes, how they make those decisions. And I think there's like 40 artists that we were ripping through for the day there too.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, those Factor juries, like they're artists from across Canada. So I know the point is not to discover new music, but I have
Still,
just by jurying some of these. It's like, oh, I would listen to this again. This is good.
And like you say, that representation from Saskatchewan folks, like getting that voice heard too, even in that idea of like, maybe it's a more niche genre, and like, well, I don't know about enough the other ones. That's fine. That's good. They need those folks in those specific genres, say hip hop or jazz, like, something that that experience that you have would be very valuable for, and you're not just going to be thrown into like classical music judging then in that sense too. So yeah,
Definitely.
it's cool. Well, what Factor, Canadian Council's looking for them too. Junos, as you made mention, and even us for the Saskatchewan Music Awards. There's a form on our website for folks to be able to apply to be a jury for us. So again, if some of them seem intimidating, like going through the big level of Factor or something like that, start with one of our juries. Start with going into those local style jury setups. So yeah, well, fun that way, and good to be a part. You also don't you get some sort of little swag or something like that usually for
well, they don't advertise it, so
Sorry.
but you might get an Amazon gift card at some point throughout the year.
Every little bit helps. Yeah, a lot of cool stuff. I'm super excited for the Saskatchewan Music Awards to come in here, and you don't need a whole lot to be able to submit for that. So definitely check out our website to find the more details. 3 songs within the release period gets you qualified that way, so you don't have to have a big album 15-track release or something like that. There's the music video too of the year. There's the single of the year. So a lot of options for folks. I'm really excited to see that come together for all of us. What
Oh,
else?
workshops. We just did our second. We're doing a series with Amanda Scandrett on wellness in the music industry. So the first two have been awesome. She's doing this wonderful combination of artistic creation slash workshop slash sound meditation. She's got her quartz singing bowls, like
Nice.
very awesome sessions. She's done two for us, and she's going to be doing two more. So she's currently circulating a survey with members to find out more on what they want to see, what our next topic should be, what kind of wellness you want to focus on in the music industry right now. So that's
Nice.
up on our website if folks want to fill that out. She's going to take that into consideration when she plans her next two, where it's a 4-part series. So we'll have one at the beginning of November and December. So really encourage folks to check that one out if you haven't already. Don't let the part meditation scare you away. Cameras are off. It's all in the comfort of your
Oh,
own.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Is it like like the sound bathing kind of
yeah,
thing then?
she's got like, oh, it's amazing.
Which
Yeah.
would be perfect, especially if you're spending the whole day on Zoom chats and Zoom calls. That would be an awesome little de-stressor at the end.
For
Yeah.
sure. Well, 7 o'clock p.m. So we usually wrap like right when you're winding down for the evening. Like, go make yourself a tea. Yeah. So please share your feedback if you have participated in one of those, or if you think that sounds like something you'd be interested in. Whatever you'd like to see is what she'd like to present. So yeah, looking forward to those two.
Are those recorded for later too?
They are, yes, they are on demand if someone isn't able to tune in. I know our last one was actually at the same time as the vice presidential debate. So I had a couple folks being like, oh, I registered for this, but like, I'm just too curious and need to tune
Right.
into this. So usually our webinars are all on demand lately. So if folks timing isn't your thing, we will have a private recording we can share for your own use. But yeah, if anyone wants to take a peek at those first few sessions, I'd be happy to share.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, getting ready for workshops. We've got our Canadian Songwriter Challenge is in the works. We're going to do a winter edition this year, since again,
Ooh.
an event that is so in person always. Like, it's always a great weekend in summer. We switch between Regina and Saskatoon.
Shout out to the taco bar. What was that? Did we do
Shout
that?
out to the taco bar. Yes. It's a fan favorite. But yeah, so we'll be announcing details on that one too and opening the intake. So if you're thinking about, maybe wanting to try co-writing, songwriting over Zoom, recording over Zoom, like we've got some good stuff in the works for you.
Nice.
So
Recording over Zoom.
yeah.
I'd be very curious about that for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we've kind of got some stuff coming up that we'll announce. We've also got a nice export program that we'll be announcing really quickly here.
That's the secret one we're talking about today.
Yeah. So the details are still being worked out, but it's kind of in lieu of the touring that nobody's doing right now. A huge part of Sask Music is our export program. So that's been something we've been working at, how to best adapt during COVID times. So we're excited to announce the details of that one as well, which I know it's just like, oh, these little just giving you a little tidbit of information to string you along, but it'll be worth it once the announcements come out.
Totally. Yeah. Excited for that one. And definitely, yeah, in lieu of being able to do the full-on festival stuff, what's ways we can still do some of that export thing for artists. You betcha. Another cool opportunity I got a phone call just the other day from them. I don't know if I told you about this already, but Telemiracle got in touch with us. Their auditions are still going. The Regina auditions, I believe, are tomorrow wrapping up here. October 17th, what's that, Saturday?
Saturday, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so October 17th are auditions here in Regina, and then next week, October 24th, are auditions in person in Saskatoon. So Telemiracle, always a great event, always a great setup too, so they're going forward again for this year. Very awesome thing to be a part of too, in the grand scheme of things for artists and supporting. And cool that they do have for this year as the situation goes, they do have you can submit online your video auditions that way.
Oh,
So
awesome.
if you can't make it down, if you can't make it down to Saskatoon, if you can't make it down to Regina, or even, just a little bit nervous about it that way, definitely they're taking submissions in a video format, sort of online submission for Telemiracle, which is really cool to have. And if you do feel comfortable, they're doing, of course, all the social distance protocols in place.
Okay.
If you want to go to the in-person audition. So if you get any questions about it, any asks, definitely a good thing to pass on for people to submit for.
That's awesome. I feel like Telemiracle is something we all grew up with. I feel like a lot of musicians have it on their lists of things they would like to play at some point in their career. So that's really nice that if you can't make those in-person auditions, you can still submit online. I'm excited.
There's a lot of like first performances too on Telemiracle.
Yeah, definitely. Awesome. Cool.
As always, we're keeping those socials humming along, Facebook updates, all sorts of things like that. So always good to encourage those artists, those folks to follow us on the different mediums.
Totally. And we're also still doing lots of consults.
Consults have been doing great over this time.
Yes, as you can see, we are back in office. So we are operating by appointment only right now for those in-person visits. But, Career Tracks program is still awesomely popular. We've got a ton of awesome mentors working with us. I've been doing consults over Zoom and phone mostly, but I think slowly we're all starting to take more in person. We've got mask protocol here as well, but if you're one of those folks who just can't get with the Zoom and would rather chat to someone in person, just give us a call and you can set up an appointment that way.
Shout out to Brenda for all the masks that she made for me. Brenda, if you were watching this at any point.
Mama Brenda.
Mama Brenda. More updates to come.
Yeah. I think.
Any weekend plans?
I'm heading to Saskatoon on Sunday.
Will you take up a t-shirt for somebody that I have here?
I will. Yes, I will. Anyone else need t-shirt deliveries? Just let me know.
Once they order them too. For deadline tomorrow.
Yeah. So a reminder to folks or anyone who needs a reminder that the second round t-shirts are all pre-order. So those shirts don't actually exist yet. So
good reminder.
Yeah. Deadline is tomorrow. And then Saturday, we're sending final numbers to Motive. So once we get final numbers, then they'll be printed. So I know there was a little confusion with the first round just because we did have that physical product that sold out super fast. So I think there was a little confusion about the first run versus pre-order. So this round is all pre-order. So you can expect shirts once we get an updated timeline from Motive, I guess. I know a couple of the shirts were back ordered last time, which caused a couple hiccups. But once we get an updated timeline from them, we'll share it with everyone. So you'll have a better idea of when you can expect those shirts in your mailboxes.
Totally. We did learn a few things from that first go around and process. So better as we go forward. Brittany, what are you doing for lunch? Is it past lunch for you already?
Yeah. It's past lunch.
Oh wow. It's been fun chatting with you.
It's been fun chatting, Ben.
We'll talk soon. Okay? Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Do we have to? Okay, 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Ooh.
Are we delayed? Well, we'll get better at that. We'll get better later.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, we'll talk soon, Brittany.
Yeah, thanks for the chat.